Meanwhile, Quebec is going up against Australia in the women's list. The Quebec lady has got that center grip oval shield. The center grip gives a different sort of game to your shield. You'll notice that it gets spun around, but she also has the option of spinning it around. Quebec being the aggressor here, notice how she is aggressively struck out with that shield. She has gotten the Australia's sword pinned, but now Australia's been able to pull it out. Oh, by the way, there is no thrusting in this game. No pokey with the sword. That's a safety rule. And here comes... Meanwhile, in the women's list, Quebec is coming back to face the Australian Mongolian lady. And there she goes, a strike low, while Australia continues moving back to the left to stay out of range, keep the shield in front of her. Quebec is continuing with the same tactic of striking low and then high. And now reverses it, going high and then low. And now low and then high. Australia scores, which a couple of strikes to the head, while Quebec is going low and high and low. Now Quebec decides to get aggressive. Australia is scoring. Quebec is scoring also. Australia is striking Quebec in the head. Not all of those blows count. The blow has to be with the edge, not the flat of the blade. And there they are, adjusting the Quebecois fighters' gear. Meanwhile, about the team, when we first showed up, most of us had been fighters in a different game in which one shot to the head or the body was a kill, and there was no punching or kicking or grappling allowed. So we show up here and we think we're bigger, we're stronger, we're heavier, we're mostly over 40 and over 6 feet tall and over 200 pounds. And the other teams are mostly under 30 and 5'10" and about 175 pounds. I'll continue the story after this round. As we see in the women's list, Australia versus Quebec. That fight continues, and they're both swinging blows, attempting to score points. Quebec scoring with an offside shot and a couple wraps as she aggressively pursues the Australian fighter. I'm thinking, though, she's getting a little tired. Look at how she just rested her shield on her hip. But she's still got speed. She's still got quickness. And is trying to score points. Going low and then going high. Going low and then going high. My own opinion. Oh, she scored with that one. And then going low and going high with the offside again. Australia coming back as she backs out of range, and now she's stuck in the corner. And that's the end. Late shifts on these commentaries. Anyway, here comes. It looks like Quebec is still fighting against Australia. They must be tying a lot, and so Quebec is coming out aggressive, trying to score points against Australia. Doing it again. Australia trying to get something going, but her sword is pinned against the Quebecois. Now, Quebec has got her arm around Quebecois' head in a headlock, thereby putting Quebec's head inside her own shield, thereby making it difficult for Quebec to back out of range. That's in the well duh category. And Australia finally managed to extricate herself out after scoring over Quebec's head. Quebec using that center grip over shield to block Australia's shots as Australia backs away from Quebec's attack. And there finally appears to be a winner over in the ladies list. I must admit, I missed exactly and was raised. But all the results will be posted on